What's good, everybody on YouTube? It's your boy Akil McLeod back with another live video. Had some technical difficulties, but we are back. We are live. So I'll give it a few minutes so people can join the chat. Seen a couple people in here checking in. What's good, Akil? Are you going live tonight? Yes, we are. We are going live, like I said. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'll be live here. I usually hop on exactly at 6 o'clock. Today's a little later, but it is what it is. I'll stick around and answer any business-related questions you guys may have, eBay-related, Poshmark-related. Just here to chop it up with you guys. So as people start to chime in the chat, we'll get the show going. What's going on, Stone Builder 23? What's going on? How you feeling? Junior, you watching the NBA playoffs? Honestly, I'm not really too in tune with the playoffs right now. I mean, it's the first round. I'll probably start checking in a little later on. I know the Lakers lost their first game, but we'll see how it plays out. I know Bron gonna do the damn thing. We got Parker Kim in here. What's going on? How you feeling? Yeah, so we got a few people in the chat. First thing I wanted to talk about tonight was just my experience so far with eBay's managed payments. So far, everything is smooth. At first, I had it set to daily payments, the daily payouts, and I'm not sure if it was just because everything was brand new, but the daily payouts thing, it wasn't necessarily every day. I felt like it was every other day. At first, it took about 3 or 4 days until a payment processed. Then slowly but surely, things started to get a little quicker. But I changed it from daily to weekly. That way, it'll be a little better for my just accounting and just holding on to just managing my payments themselves. The other thing I experienced so far, the fees, everything have been definitely lower than PayPal. By doing the math, it's just about like 12% in fees that I'm experiencing with the sales that's not over $100. As you guys know, I'm selling a lot of shoes, and a lot of the shoes I'm selling is over $100. And when you're selling athletic shoes for over $100 or more, you don't have to pay any fees. So thankfully, everything that's been selling for over $100 is doing well. They're not charging any fees. You just want to make sure that when you put your stuff up for sale in the active listings, you want to make sure that you're listing it under athletic shoes. I know some people asked me last week if they would switch depending on the shoes, they might put it as boots, and they wonder if they'll still be able to qualify for that offer. But you just want to make sure that it's athletic shoes. That's the best way to save money. So far, other than that, I think everything is going well. I actually don't like the one thing that I don't like so far. I'm not a huge fan of if there's a return, they put the payments on hold, or if the buyer even opens up some type of case, they put the funds on hold. I'm not a huge fan of that. I really did like when PayPal just paid you out immediately as soon as the buyer sent the money. We were able to take advantage of that capital and just put it right back into the business, reinvest, do whatever you wanted to do with it. And I'm not a huge fan of them holding funds. I remember PayPal used to do that for a while, and as the business began to grow, as you start to do more business on PayPal, they kind of just they don't hold funds anymore. So that was one thing that I really did like. But we'll see how things play out as things start to go. It's only been about maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks since I've been on eBay's managed payments. I know some people said the fees have been kind of wonky. They've been charging them more fees than for other items. So that is something we should all be paying close attention to. You want to make sure you're checking your payouts, kind of doing the math in your head in terms of the actual fees, how much they're supposed to charge, and just be on top of that. And if you call eBay right now, it probably will be a hard time to get in touch with somebody. You might have to request a call back. But if you realize fees are kind of tricky, you just want to stay on top of it, because like I said last week, no one on eBay is going to make sure that you get your payments. You have to make sure that you stay on top of your money. So let's see who else we got in the chat. We got DJ in here, had to jump on the live and say what's up. I appreciate it. Hope all is well on your end. Let's see. Tried to sign up and got stuck on adding the bank account info, wouldn't take it and go past that. Not sure why. Not sure why that is. You might want to make sure your routing and your checking account information is all set up. properly. I know they did say if you don't have an EIN or a social security number, I don't think you can sell on eBay anymore. I'm not sure, if I might be wrong, but those two things I know they said was very important now if you're going to be doing any business on eBay. Before it wasn't like that, but with eBay's managed payments, that's something different. Let's see. I like how eBay now doesn't charge you a processing fee by percentage of sale for canceled order like PayPal did. Yeah, I'm definitely noticing that. As I told you guys before, I used to get not a lot of canceled orders, but it would happen just a few times a month. Sometimes the buyer would say, they ordered the wrong size, or they just made a payment by accident. Sometimes it might have just been buyer's remorse and I had to cancel an order, and we would lose that processing fee, that 2.9%. And the 30 cents and the additional 30 cents, we would always lose out on that fee when PayPal processed the order. And thankfully now, if an order is canceled, eBay just sends you a complete refund in terms of fee credits. So that's a really good thing. I'm hoping that, stays the same. I'm hoping they don't start to change anything for the negative. But overall, in terms of fees, with PayPal being out of the equation, it is less fees that I'm seeing now. It used to be just about 14 to 15%. In terms of fees, and now I'm seeing it closer to like 11 and 12%. So drop a comment if you guys have been paying really close attention to eBay's managed payments. I think this is pretty good. I think it's a really good move that eBay's done on their part. Let's see. I'm having trouble keeping capital when sourcing shoes. Any advice you can give me? I'm new to reselling. I used to run into that situation when I first started as well. Granted, I wasn't selling brand new items and I wasn't doing retail arbitrage, so my cost of goods was way lower. Now I'm starting to see, like, in terms of capital, since I'm buying everything with credit, it's a lot easier. You know what I mean? It's a lot easier for me to just maintain capital, and anytime I come across a really good deal, I'm just purchasing it. So one thing you might want to do is apply for a credit card, and that might help you, just gain some more traction in terms of taking advantage of some of these deals that we're going to start seeing, especially Black Friday. And as you all know, I put up a video today from my Ross finds, and Ross is going to be dropping, I think the restocks at Ross from probably now until the end of the year are going to be crazy. Every year, I used to follow a lot of other channels. I know Hustler Hacks, for one. Every fourth quarter, he comes across some of his best hauls. So you might just want to, at least try getting a credit card. I know it might be not as easy. I actually have a link in the description for the credit card that I use now. Well, one of them at least, the American Express Blue Cash Rewards card. I was using that. Well, that was one of my very first credit cards, and it wasn't a huge limit that they gave me. But at that time, my credit was really bad. So they was one of the few places that even gave me an opportunity to get a credit card. And I think they started me off at like $1,000 balance, $1,000 limit. So you might want to try doing something like that. Let's see. Melly Mel, she rocking with Rashawn only for the winner. You already know. Let's see. Wait, so how are eBay shifting from PayPal? I just started reselling a week ago. So basically, every payment used to be processed through PayPal, and now eBay is processing all the payments. So it's no longer that you're dealing with two different companies. You might still have to deal with two different companies if, say, you were making sales months ago and a buyer wanted to open up a return request or something like that. Depending on your return policy, you might still have to interact with PayPal to some degree, but for the most part, from here on out, I think everybody is on managed payments at this point. I know it's kind of slow, it's kind of like trickling down, but at this point, I think everybody's going to be on eBay's managed payments. Let's see, I have items listed as a set price with free shipping, no offers, but after a week, eBay will open up my items to accept offers. Is there a way to turn that off? Is it normal for them to do that? That's actually something I've heard people say they experienced that before. That's just never happened to me. I've even heard other people say they've seen some of their listings being taken down if it was listed for a very long amount of time. So you might just want to stay on top of your eBay store. I know I try to go in just about every single day, just, adjusting prices, adjusting my titles, the description, making sure everything is good. Stuff like that might just be a glitch. So you just want to stay on top of it and make sure that, your listings is set to the way how you wanted it to be. I know for myself, I don't accept offers on a lot of items. Maybe 95% of my store is no offers. So I always try to just go back into the store, make sure everything is set the same way. I think we do the same thing in terms of having a set price and free shipping. That's something I've been doing for a while, just about over a year now. And I actually like that process a little more. Well, that's what's up. $4.99 super chat. Dre Gonzalez, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yeah, I noticed that just not accepting offers anymore and just having free shipping, it helps with the turnaround. It helps items sell a little faster. Of course, buyers love free shipping. And especially if you're a new eBay seller, when you're offering free shipping, there's this rating that buyers can leave you. And if they do leave you feedback for whatever reason, that shipping speed and shipping, just overall shipping, that rating will automatically be 5 stars if you offer free shipping. So you definitely want to just pay close attention to that, especially if you're a new seller and you're trying to gain feedback and like make sure your seller rating is high. You definitely want to pay close attention to that. Let's see, Rock Brocane, a whole $1. That's what's up. I appreciate you. $1 super chat. Let me see. Let's see. Dre Gonzalez, I sourced Nike Air Max 98s and 97 yesterday and today at Nike store without lids. Do you source at Nike clearance? And we should start an accountability group. It's crazy because that's literally what I was gonna pose later on in the video. I definitely do want to start somewhat of like a mastermind or some type of group where we can kind of bump ideas off each other, kind of keep each other in check, just like you said, an accountability group. So that is crazy that you even mentioned that. But yeah, that's something I'm definitely open to doing. Probably something small, maybe like 5 to 6 people. Probably host a call in the morning. I'm on West Coast time, so preferably something in the morning, not too early for everybody else. It wouldn't be for beginners, of course. It would be somewhere where people are more experienced, and just somewhere where we can hold each other accountable. So I'm definitely thinking of doing that. If anybody's interested in that, send me an email, DapperAdvisor@gmail.com. That way we can kind of just start something small. It might be several different groups. It might just be one mastermind group, but I do just want to start something like that. So it's dope that you even mentioned that. Let's see. The next question you said was, do you source at Nike clearance? I usually do. I picked up a few shoes from the Nike clearance store just last week. Some Air Force Ones and some Air Max 90s and a few other shoes. I think some Shocks as well. But the reason why I stopped going as often was because they just that whole line process. Like if the store had a limit of amount of people, I think it was like 80 people at a time. And usually every time I went, there was like a long line to get in. So I just never really liked that aspect of it. But I'm definitely going to start doing some more Nike outlet trips because I know right now the sales are going to be crazy. So you definitely just want to be on top of that, especially when you're dealing with the hash wall and stuff like that. But absolutely. Let's see. Peace to the brother Akil. I'm about to hop off Go Source before Ross closes here. Death to low ballers. Yeah, you probably should start if you can source a little earlier. I know right before they close. Some places they restock right before they close, but others usually source a little earlier in the day. But that's why I try to go just about every day, different times. Just try to switch it up, see if I can find anything good. There was one Ross that I used to go to. They used to restock like 5 o'clock every day. And I did this test for like 6 weeks, and it literally was just about on the dot between 5 o'clock and 5:30. Ever since Ross opened up their stores again after the lockdown, they don't do that anymore. So it's kind of hard to pay attention and see in the trends and when they restock. But you just got to keep going, kind of do the test for yourself. Let's see, Ravens for life. I have one question. Shoot it up in in the live chat. Send the questions coming. I'll be on here for at least about an hour today. Let's see. What's your opinion on using the PayPal debit/credit card to get 1 to 2% back on purchases? I use it. I link to Pirate Ship. That way, all my shipping fees, I'm still taking advantage of that 1%. It is a PayPal debit card though, so keep that in mind. It's not credit. It's cash. It's cash money. but at the same time, it is good to get somewhat of a return back on your purchases. I linked it to Pirate Ship. That way, every time I'm shipping out items, I'm getting, sometimes a few pennies, but all those type of stuff adds up. Some months I get anywhere between, 10 to 20 bucks in cash back rewards. So all those small stuff, they definitely do add up. I know before people was using the PayPal, I forgot what it's called, but it was like a PayPal loan for small business owners. I never took advantage of it, only because I thought the fees was going to be a little too much, and they were going to be taking out money out of every payment that you process. They was going to be taking out a fee out of that. So I wasn't a huge fan of that aspect of it. But now that eBay broke away from PayPal, I think it's going to be kind of cloudy and kind of weird in terms of people that was dealing with the I think it was called PayPal Capital something, the PayPal Capital program, where they was giving you a loan as high as like $100,000. So drop a comment if anybody is using that. Okay, we got somebody from Phoenix. That's what's up. Shout out to you. I knew it had to be a few people out here. Drop definitely if y'all do want to join that for those that's just hopping in, I just put my email in the live stream. If you guys do want to join a mastermind, I'm going to be starting maybe 1 or 2 depending on the amount of interest that we get, but I definitely want to start somewhat of like an accountability group, just kind of keep each other motivated and share some tips and tricks and stuff like that. Of course, it wouldn't be for beginners, but just more experienced eBay sellers, just something different. If you guys are interested, my email is in the live stream. Let's see. So I had one question. I went to the USPS store and I dropped a flat rate padded envelope, and they said it wouldn't work because it said flat rate envelope and not flat padded. Is there a flat rate padded envelope option on eBay, or is it just flat rate? Yeah, so you're talking about 2 different envelopes. The padded one is literally like, it has like a bubble. It's like a bubble mailer. And the other one is just a flat envelope. Usually it's a paper envelope. So the padded flat rate is about $7.50, $7.52, and then the other envelope is like $6.94 on eBay. So that's probably why they told you about the different. Oh, there she go. Oh, it's the other one too, the paper one. Oh, shout out to my wife. So this bag, this one, they weigh the items with this one. It's still priority, but they weigh the items that's in this. The padded flat rate bag, this one, as you can see, there's literally like bubble wrap in this one. These bags are $7.52. Perfect. Thank you very much. And then this one, the flat rate envelope, this is the other one that you probably was talking about. This is the flat rate one that's like $6.94. I usually use this one for pants. I might use this for like heavier shirts, like a shirt that's like a size 3XL. I might use it for this. But I usually use all of my items, especially like a lot of my shoes, the raw spines that's without bags, those usually all go in the padded flat rate envelope. And I use this for sometimes, what else do I use this for? Anything that needs a little extra protection, like I want to make sure that it doesn't get damaged, I'll use these as well. But just some different options there. I know this is the one that they'll always have in the post office, and that's because they weigh these. So this isn't flat rate. This is the type of envelope that you'll always see in the post office. They'll probably try to encourage you to use that one because it costs more money. They usually never have these in the post office, just readily available. Something else I just thought of. I ordered padded flat rate bags. It's going on 3 weeks since I ordered these bags. Still didn't get it yet. So you definitely want to start ordering more shipping supplies. You might even want to hop on there now, USPS.com. Order your shipping supplies, because for fourth quarter, we're gonna need all of those type of stuff. Let's see. Thank you for showing. She came in clutch. Always in the clutch. Zombie, thank you for your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Once Upon a Child has been the best place for me to get shoes to resell. Toddler and infant shoes can be extremely clean and easy to sell. That's one thing. If I had a kid, they would only get shoes from places like the thrift store and stuff like that. They grow so big. That's why the shoes are always so clean. Like, I don't know why people even spend that much money on, kids clothing, especially since they grow so big. But it is what it is. I think I'm going to try to start sourcing more of those type of items, especially if I can get them for good prices, especially for Q4. That's when everybody's buying gifts and stuff like that. Used stuff doesn't usually sell that well for me during Q4. Brand new with tags items or brand new without box usually does better for me. But I'm definitely going to start paying more attention to kid shoes for sure. Have you ever tried selling on apps like Let Go or Offer Up to get straight up cash? Yeah, I've done that a few times. I've used Craigslist. I've used Facebook Marketplace. I think I used OfferUp maybe once, but I was usually just trying to use those platforms for really big, bulky items. If I found a bike or if I found like a suitcase or something that was valuable but way too big to ship, I would usually put it on there. When it comes to some of my other items, I usually don't use Let Go and those type of items, only because I'm not a big fan of sales. And the thing is, when you're doing these in-person sales, you'd have your price fixed for 120. When you meet the person, oh, would you take 100? And I'm just not a fan of that. Some people love the interaction and the negotiation. I'm not a fan of that at all. That's probably why I don't, do too much of that type of stuff. Let's see. If you have a USPS near you, ask them at the counter for padded flat rate envelopes, since the website is hella slow. Yeah, I usually do, and they usually would give me like one or two, but they treat these like gold. Like they really try. And I think what it is, they don't have a ton of these, so they try to keep a few on hand. But if you're just going there and asking them for it, there was one period of time where I was waiting like a week for these, and every single day I would go and ask, and they would only give me 2 at a time. So it is kind of tough. Like I said, they try to keep it, they treat it like gold, but it is what it is. I just should make sure I try to stock up on it. So once I get this order, I'm probably going to order some more. Thankfully, I still have a few now, so I'm good for at least a couple more weeks. But boy, this whole USPS debacle, this is delays across the board. Do you use a scale to weigh your products? Absolutely. I have a actual Dymo scale. I picked that up from the thrift store. So if you guys were to go on like eBay or Amazon, that's like a $50 or $60 scale. But you could easily just use a regular food scale, or you could use a regular food scale. Anything that weighs in ounces would be perfectly fine. And I use that for just about every order. Pirate Ship tends to save. If you ship a lot of the same items, they tend to save the dimensions and your measurements for previous orders. But anything first class, I always make sure I use a scale and kind of round up just to be safe, because there was a few times where an order would say 7.9 ounces and I put 7 ounces, and then I would get a charge back, or I would get an additional charge because it was 8 ounces instead of 7. So you definitely want to get a scale. You definitely want to invest in a scale and a printer, especially if you're brand new, because those type of things will help you save time. It'll help you save money. All those things will just be really good long term. Let's see. I bought a bunch of hoodies from Puma and Nike. Should I start listing them now, or should I wait until next month so I can get maximum profit? List it now. I'm selling coats. I'm selling boots. I'm selling everything that people would think would sell later on. I'm selling all of those items right now. I think people are trying to just, get it while they can, get it before everyone else is looking for those items. Just last week, I think maybe it was this week, but I just dropped 2 videos where I told you guys that one jacket sold for $300. It was from Belstaff. And then yesterday it was another jacket I sold. It had like a Sherpa lining from Cool, KUHL, and that one sold for $140. So people are shopping for outerwear and wintertime stuff now, but you just got to make sure it's listed, make sure you priced it competitively, and just wait. The faster you put it up, the easier it is going to be. Just get it out the way. Thanks, Dom, for the visual on the envelopes. Yep, she got it. Let's see. Have you sold other people's items for them and charged them a fee to sell their items? No, I haven't done that. I thought of doing somewhat of like a consignment store model in the past, where I would kind of like have my friends send me their stuff, and I thought it would be dope, but I just didn't want to like kind of intertwine friends and business and all those types of stuff. And I just never did it. But it's not something I'm completely against. I just feel like the items would have to make sense, because somebody shipping me an item, that would be, that'll be an expense for them as well. And, eBay's already charging a fee. So whatever fee that I'm going to charge, the item just has to be worth it, for the both of us to actually make sense of it. Let's see. What have you done to get rid of the thrift store smell out of clothes? Usually I would just Febreze it. It might not even be the real Febreze. I might just go to a dollar store and get the fake Febreze, and it works just fine. Sometimes I might just let it like hang for a little while. I might leave it outside and just let it air out that way. But honestly, I don't buy that much stuff from the thrift stores anymore. Before, I used to do a lot of laundry. I used to always have to wash a lot of stuff by hand when I was doing mainly clothing. But I literally did just about a 180 since I moved to Arizona. My entire store was thrifted items, all was used, and it like you said, it definitely had that thrift store smell. Sometimes stuff would have like cigarette smoke smells. It was bad, but as the business started to grow and I just kept reinvesting my money, I just kind of drifted away from the thrift model, and it got me where I am today. So I'm that's why I'm still thrifting every once in a while. I just don't buy like shirts, like regular button-up shirts that would sell for like $20. I usually don't even pick those type of items up anymore. And not because it doesn't sell, but because the thrifts in Arizona, those same $20 shirts, they're charging $8.99 for. So it just wouldn't even make sense. Let's see. Do you do buy now or auction? I only do buy it now, fixed price listings. The auction style is cool only if you set auction price, like the starting price, you started at a price that you'd be most comfortable with if it was to sell with just one bid. I've seen people list an item for 99. They'll start an auction at 99 cents. Excuse me, thinking that, the auction, it will be a bidding war and somebody's going to run it up. Hardly ever happens. So many times where stuff gets sold on eBay for just 99 cents. So you definitely want to just make sure that you're starting your auction at a price you're comfortable with. And the only time I would suggest doing an auction is if it's an item that the comps are all over the place. If the comps start anywhere between like 25 and as high as 150, that's what I'm going to do an auction. And I might start it at say 75 and just wait until, it sells that way. But auctions can be very dangerous and very disappointing. Do you buy shoes that have little listings and none sold? All the time. If especially if it has a small amount of listings, that just means it's a rarer item. It's not a ton of competition. So I'll definitely pick that up, especially if it's something of some value. If I have like prior experience dealing with a brand and no one else has it right now on eBay, I'll always pick those up. If none is sold, I might be a little more questionable. But at the same time, you always got to remember that, like myself, my eBay listings, the majority of them are sold. So you might see stuff in my sold listings on eBay, the ones that I have multiples of. But for the most part, if I sell an item that was just one of one, it wouldn't show up in a public sold listing. So you always got to remember that. There's the easy way to hide your listings. I did a video on that as well. So you might want to check out the channel and see how I do that in terms of hiding your listings. But it's definitely a good way to just run your business. Someone says, put it in the freezer. Absolutely. In terms of like getting that smell out, putting it in the freezer, it does work. It definitely works. I remember I found a pair of jeans that had it had like a thrift store smell. So I put it in a bag and I put it in the freezer, and that smell was gone. I had to sit in there for like a week, but the smell that eventually went away. Let's see. Do you have a t-shirt business, or you just sell the one shirt you have on? So I might start a t-shirt business eventually. I bought the heat press with the intention of doing that type of service, just for friends and family and stuff like that. I'm just waiting on the materials to actually get the business going. As I was saying earlier, USPS got a whole bunch of delays, so it's kind of hard for me right now to get the transfers and all the other equipment that you need. But I'm definitely going to start getting more involved, making that a business, only because it's easier to get done. It's something easier to start and get invested in. And I'm always just interested in new business models. My wife and I are always thinking of different businesses to get into. And by owning a heat press, you can do a ton of different stuff, tote bags, hats, all those types of stuff. So for sure. Let's see. I didn't get the notification from eBay to switch to managed payments. Should I still apply to be transferred to that model? I'm pretty sure, depending on when you started, they might not even like ask you to transfer. It might just automatically be the only option if you just got onto eBay. So was a bad day, but ended up being better when I found a jacket for $8, which resells for $100 and up, and was 20 in the pocket. That's what's up. That's a come up right there. I love those type of stories. I remember I found like, Dom, you remember we was in that thrift store and we was in Cali, and it was a jacket and it had like $200 or $150 in the pocket.
Oh, the money?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. San Jose.
San Jose, yes. Then we got we had bought some food, and I needed that money, boy. That was either 2 years ago or 3, whenever it was. Yeah, it was like 3 years ago. That was a long time ago, but I remember just that feeling of finding money in the pocket, and I was so hyped. And it was like a Zara jacket or something like that. But I remember trying the jacket on, so I put my hand in the pocket, and I was, boy, that made my whole, can't even say it made my day. It made my whole week. I was hyped. And at that time, I needed that money. If I found $5, I would have been just as excited. Let's see. I had a big issue with GSP, global shipping program on eBay. I couldn't ship out. eBay told me it was due to, I don't even know if I could say that without my stuff getting demonetized, but due to the virus. Have you run into that? Brother? I don't think that ever happened to me. I know for a fact there's certain places that you can't ship items to. Like there's certain places that's under restriction. So that buyer probably was on that restricted list, and they probably canceled the order for you or something. But that's never happened to me personally. But I know anytime you open eBay, it usually does have that little banner saying that international orders are very, I don't know if they said this, if it's going to be delayed or just restrictions on certain places. So that's probably what happened to you. Let's see. What's the most random item you sold? Mine was a soap lot of Duke Cannon that I got for $1 each at Marshall's. I've actually sold that same Duke Cannon brand. It was like 3 or 4 big bars of soap. They were like super big blocky bars of soap. And I think it was like army grade or military grade. Like it had some type of military like labeling on it. But I definitely sold that before. I think the most random thing I sold was like diabetic test strips. And anytime I'm in the thrift and I can find them for a good price, I always grab them up. But those usually sell within seconds. And it's usually, if you could get it for like $2 or $3, you can sell it for $50-$60, depending on the brand, of course. But I remember I found this really big, it was like a shoebox full of them. So it was like maybe 20 or 30 of them. And I put like just one on eBay just to see, because I didn't even know if I can list those type of items. And I put it up for sale for I think $30, and it sold after. I feel like as soon as I clicked like finalize listing or complete listing, it finished, and like 3 seconds later it sold. So then I priced, and then I listed another one. I used the same pictures, of course. Listed another one for like $39.99, so just $10 more, and then it sold within maybe a minute. So then I just kept doing that, and I kept changing the price because I really wasn't sure. Because at that point, I was really, really new to eBay and checking the comps and not really understanding like how to price items was all brand new to me. So these things just kept selling. And I think the highest I sold one for was like $59.99. And they all sold within like a matter of days. So diabetic test strips is definitely the most random item I sold. And I made a lot of money off of it because that whole shoebox was probably, if there was maybe $1 or $2 a piece, I spent no more than $30 for all of them. And I got a ton of them. So that was crazy. Let's see. If you see a shoe that's $34.99 and a couple have sold for $100, but now there's 10 plus people selling for $65 to $70, is it worth listing still? Honestly, probably not. That means it's a huge race to the bottom. But then again, it just depends on the shoe. You know what I mean? I tend to bet on the shoes. Like if it's a really good quality shoe, and I can wait, I'll still buy it, especially if it's sold in the past for $100, because what that means is that, the race to the bottom began. People would usually get people that could have just waited and got $100. They couldn't wait, so they just undercut everyone else, and then they just put on their stuff for the lowest amount possible. So there's been times where, if you pay attention to eBay sold listings, there's been times, because it gives you up to 90 days worth of information. So sometimes you might see in June an item was selling for 100, then in July it was selling for 70, and now in August it's back up to 100 or 120, only because now it's not as readily available. It's all about, the quantity now is much lower. So that's definitely something you want to pay attention to. But like I said, it really just depends on the item. Some items, the overall value just goes down, and you just gotta chalk it up. Let's do buy now, but my items moving slow, fixed price, a bunch of suits and coffee mugs, picking profit days, resellers roundtable. I think there's somebody named Picking Profits on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure. I think it is. I don't know what the name gonna be, but I like roundtable. I like the resellers roundtable. But if you're saying you're selling a bunch of suits and coffee mugs, that's probably why you're not getting a bunch of daily sales. Suits and like menswear, like suits, ties, nice shoes, all those type of things I would deem as menswear, nice cardigans and stuff like that. Those things aren't going to sell right now. During the summer, those things tend to sell very, very slowly. Usually around fall and winter is when those type of items sell really, really well. Some items, depending on the weight of the fabric, will sell during the springtime as well. So perfect example, I picked up a few like Harris tweed blazers a few months ago, and they were like 75% off in the thrift store. So it was like $2. And I grabbed like 3 or 4 of them, and I listed them for like 60 or 70 bucks. And I know they're not going to sell anytime soon, but once the fall and winter comes around, they're going to fly, especially for people that really, they collect some vintage blazers and stuff like that. So when it comes to suits, it's not a fast sell. It's tends to be very slow, especially when you're dealing with more high-end stuff. And when you're dealing with vintage, it's a very, very slow moving item. So you just want to keep that in mind. You might want to mix in some more faster selling stuff. You know what I mean? I found a pair of men's Gucci shoes, size 14.5. Will that be a hard sale based on the size? I mean, it might be a hard sale because 14.5 is a very like unique size. But I mean, it's Gucci shoes, so I'm pretty sure somebody will still want it. It might be a hard sale though. It might take a while. Last time I asked, you said you were about to get your reseller certificate. You get that yet? If so, where have you used it? Where didn't it work? Just got mine yesterday. Yeah, so I got that. It's called in Arizona, it's called the TPT license. I needed it for payroll purposes. So my payroll services with paychecks, and they just require that type of stuff. So I haven't went to like a wholesale place or anything like that. I did use it. No, I did use it once when I purchased the t-shirts for the brand, for the consistency t-shirts. I used it for this because that wholesale place required the TPT license. So I definitely used it, but just one time. I haven't used it anywhere else yet. Have you ever tried yard sales? The profit margin is a whole lot more than thrifting. Well, I'm in Arizona, so it's hot as hell right now. It's like 115. I don't know if I think the whole yard sale season was from like maybe January to March, maybe into April. And then of course with, the virus going around, yard sales was kind of out. And to be honest, that's probably why I wasn't even checking to see if they're still happening, only because I don't even want to be around other people going to their house and, buying those type of stuff. So, I mean, I know they're still happening in other places, but right now in particular, Arizona, I don't know. I doubt it. 115 early in the morning, I doubt people are doing yard sales. Everybody hit that thumbs up. Yes, hit the thumbs up button for your boy. Oh, we got more tips on how to get rid of that thrift store smell. Put the clothes in a bag and throw a dryer sheet in with them. Close the bag. Works like a charm. That's a good tip right there. Let's see. How long do your shoes usually take to sell? Also, do you pick up Metcons when you see them in Ross? Mine have been sitting for a while, and I have Metcon Free X, XF, and the Metcon 5. I still pick them up. It just depends on which ones. They are a slower sell though. They used to be a lot more popular, but CrossFit definitely got themselves in some trouble. So I don't think a lot of people are picking up a lot of like CrossFit related stuff. And I know the Metcon was like the Nike like CrossFit shoe. So that's probably why the hype kind of died down. I still pick them up depending on the colorway and, as long as the comps are strong, but they don't sell as fast as they used to. When I would pick up Metcons before from like Marshalls, brand new in box, I would always get at least $100. Now, not so much. You got any recommendations on bags to wash shoes in the washer? I never used to use bags. I just used to throw it in the washer and I would be just fine. So I know like Rejuvenator and some of these other shoe companies got shoe bags, but I don't think it's necessary. Have you heard of Telfar bags? No, I don't know about that brand. It sounds expensive though. Telfar. Nope. Not bags isn't really my expertise at all. Let's see. What's your highest sale in any platform? Like a one particular sale, I think it still has been those Viberg boots. Those Viberg like hiking boots, mountaineering boots. They sold for like $475 or something like that a few years ago. It was a pair of boots I picked up in San Francisco. I think I spent like $10 on them, and they sold within like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after listing them for like $475. That's still my biggest sale. Those New Balance that I've talked about in today's video that I dropped earlier, that might be the biggest one because those New Balance selling for like 1,000 plus. I've seen some people selling for like 900, so that might be the next biggest one. Let's see. Do you collect sales tax when you make an eBay sale from a buyer that's in your state? I'm not sure. Every state doesn't collect sales tax yet. That whole eBay taxation thing, they constantly send emails about which states have been added to the list, but I'm not necessarily sure. Opinion on reselling Oxford suits, and do you think reselling Allen Edmonds to up my profit is worth it? So Oxford suits is definitely one of the like more higher end ones. I have a couple in my inventory now. I think just maybe a blazer or two. I used to sell those for like 100, 150, sometimes even $200, depending on the fabric. And if it was like a newer, more modern style, those get a lot of money. But you said my opinion on them. I think they're good. I think if you can wait a while and wait until the right buyer comes along, it's definitely a really good brand to be on the lookout for sure. And when you said reselling Allen Edmonds shoes, some Allen Edmonds shoes sell way better than others. So you might just want to type in the name of the Allen Edmonds shoe to see how expensive they actually sell for. And you might want to resell it, and that might help you get some more money. But that's something I've never done. Like if I see a shoe that's too beat up, that needs a lot of TLC, I usually pass on it because that might be more of a project as opposed to just profit. Let's see. Have always loved your show. That's what's up. Thank you very much. You're going to keep them coming. Let's see. I picked up those same New Balance sneakers you got today in blue and white pairs. I was hunting for the big diamond you found, but no go today. Yeah, those blue and white New Balances, I'm pretty sure those are going to be a little more easier to find. They usually sell pretty well for me. I just listed it. I think I listed it already. Yeah, I listed it already. So hopefully they do sell pretty quick. I think there's a few other people that have my same size 12. So mine might take a little longer to sell, but it is what it is. Y'all already know I'm just going to be patient, wait till the right buyer comes along. But New Balance is they on the come up. Ever since they got Kawhi Leonard signed to the team, they've been doing those collabs with Kith. New Balance is a big deal now. I still got that one pair that I was showing you guys earlier in that video. I think I'm gonna keep them. Like that might be my first pair of New Balances that I actually hold for a while because those was really dope. Let's see. Let's go. I finally caught the live show. That's what's up. You in the building. Let's see. What's the max turnaround time for you per item? I sell most within 4 months, but some have gotten past 8 months. Man, I had items for 2 years and took forever to sell. Like those pairs of Dries Van Noten shoes, those platform shoes that I had. I think they were called the stamped snakeskin. I had those for well over 2 years. That was one of my very first thrift videos. I think it was number 2 or 3. So if you guys want to like go back into the catalog, that was one of the very, very earlier thrift store finds, and it just sold maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. So depending on the shoe, I'm willing to wait years, but I hate to do that. But you know, you got to practice patience sometimes. Do you write off your car on your taxes? And if so, how do I do that? Well, my car is paid for, but if you say you're leasing a car, you can write off a portion of that lease amount when it comes time to do your taxes. I think you asked something about gas. Yeah, can you write off car payment and gas? Yeah, so you can write off not the complete payment. You can write off, I think, a portion of it. And same thing with gas. I think when you're filing your taxes, they ask you like how much miles have you driven for the year so far in terms of your business, something along those lines. And you can write off gas as well. There's also, I think, a depreciation section that you can use and take advantage of. So there's definitely there's so many different things you can write off. So but if you do, I know for a fact, car payments, gas, depreciation, those are all things that you can use. Do you pay extra for the promoted option on eBay, and is it worth it? Absolutely, it's worth it. People used to tell me all the time they've had certain items in my same size even listed for less money, and mine sell faster than theirs because it's promoted. And the way how the promoted listings work, it's tricky because eBay, of course, you're paying them to promote it, but it depends on like everybody's traffic is different. So if I put mine set to 1%, depending on when you log into eBay and search for that particular item, mine might be at the very top or it might be second or third. So it just depends. eBay just tries to keep the playing field even, so they kind of like randomly shuffle up the traffic. But to me, it's definitely worth it. I usually do promoted listings on 1%, and I've been doing that for a while, so it definitely does work. Let's see. People aren't looking for $100 shoes at yard sales. Okay, let's see. Walmart clearance section can be a major sleeper for items to resell. I purchased 3 boxes of Starbucks limited edition cake cups for $3 per box. I sold all 3 together for $40 plus shipping. Nice come up. That's what's up. I hear people say that a lot in terms of like Walmart. They'll do a lot of like Amazon and Amazon flips and stuff like that. I need to start doing more of that just because, like you said, it's worth it. You just got to be on top of it. But very good flip. I know when I was living in Arizona, when I was living in California, and we had grocery outlet, you would see people like scanning like Dr. Bronner's soap, and they would try to sell it on other platforms. So I know it's possible. It's just not something I've done, but I know it's possible for sure. Let's see. Do you cross list to GOAT? For some reason, I sold 51 shoes in 12 hours. I thought we are in a recession. That's a lot of shoes in a short amount of time. But no, I haven't used GOAT, not even one time yet. But I think it just depends what you're selling, really, because if you sold 51 shoes in 12 hours, you probably got some heat. I don't know what you're selling, but you clearly got some heat. But that's what's up. Like I said, the thing is, I remember when quarantine first came around, and everybody's spirits was low. Some people's spirits still low, and I was dropping videos talking about people are still buying stuff. Got a lot of backlash for that because some people just wasn't making a lot of sales at that time. But it is true. A lot of people are still purchasing items. Some people are not as hardly as badly affected as others. So sales are still happening. I think I was watching the news a couple of days ago, and they said retail sales have been like at an all-time high. And of course, that's due to everybody being at home, doing a lot of online shopping. So for sure, it's tough times for a lot of people, but a lot of people are still just buying. Some of it is retail therapy. You know what I mean? How long do you wait to drop the price on shoes? I usually would go back in, check the comps every maybe every week just to see. I don't necessarily always change the price. I just try to see if the market is still the same. But I usually just try to be patient. I don't try to change my prices too often. Sometimes like a particular pair of shoes I could think of, I had a pair of Ultra Boosts in like a lime and white colorway, and I had them listed for like 110. and they were not moving. I had 2 different sizes. So then I went in to check the comps, and lately they were just selling for like $90. So I realized I had mine for over 2 months. So I lowered mine down to, I think, 100, and one sold shortly after I changed the price. So sometimes it's good to just stay firm with your prices, but if you're priced way out of the market, your item isn't going to sell. So you just got to use your own judgment. Let's see. New Balance made in USA. Yeah, that's the one to look for sure. Let's see. You ever think about creating your own website to sell your thrifted stuff? Yeah, I gave it some thought. I even started a couple websites in the past to do that same thing, like a big cartel. But the only problem I ran into at that particular point, I didn't have a large audience, right? So I wasn't getting a ton of traffic. And that's the main reason why eBay does such a good job, because they have all the buyers, they have all the traffic, they have a ton of people. They're spending a lot of money on marketing, whether that means their websites and those types of stuff, and having traffic come to their site every day, every month, every year. For me, I had just started my website up, and I had it up for maybe a year, and I was getting some organic sales and some organic traffic in terms of just posting on social media and stuff like that, but it's nothing compared to eBay. So maybe when the channel gets a lot bigger and I'm able to kind of bring more traffic to my site, then I might hop onto like a Shopify or something like that. But traffic is the main thing. Spending those marketing dollars to get traffic to your site will just drain you. You know what I mean? Let's see. Did you miss Santa Barbara thrifts? Absolutely. Best thrift stores in the country. I don't know how they are now, because I've been hearing they switched up a lot of stuff, but man, y'all know, if y'all been following the channel for a while, y'all seen I would find the craziest stuff every single day. Like, hell yeah, I miss those thrift stores. I probably wouldn't be doing so much retail arbitrage now. Do you have a video or tutorial on your picture setup for products? Yes, I have a couple videos on there. I think it's something like shoe photography or something like that, or shipping shoes. I know I've done one where I showed like my complete setup with all the lights that I use, the backdrop that I have. Just hop into the channel, go into the catalog. You might have to do some scrolling a little bit, but I think it's under that pirate ship shipping video, or like selling sneakers, shipping shoes on pirate ship. It's something along those lines is the name of the title, but I definitely did some videos like that. My man said he sold what was this, Monica baseball bat, $2 to $269. Woof. I wish I could have those type of sales all day. That's what's up. Thanks for the thoughtful response. Love the videos on your channel. Thank you. What kind of bat was that? Let drop that in the comment. Let me know which type of bat I need to be on the hunt for. Let's see. Does the Nike sneakers app let you only buy one pair of shoes? I think I keep messing it up. Yeah, so they have a very because they always trying to battle against bots. So I think it's only one shoe. If you can add more to your cart, like it might just be like one particular shoe in one size. You might have to hop back in and try to do it again. I usually don't hit much on sneakers app, but they definitely crack down on bots and stuff like that. That's why they put so much limitations on it. Small town picker, really enjoy your videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Do you have a favorite shoe / sneakers YouTube channel? No, not yet. Do I? I don't think I do. I know I got a few collection videos on the channel that I put up one. I think the last one was in March. I'll do another one soon because my whole collection is completely different. I rotate shoes monthly. Y'all hear me say, oh, I'm about to keep these for the personal, and I'll keep it and I'll wear it for a little bit and then I'll sell it. You ever pick up socks like Stance or New Era caps at Ross? Yeah, I used to sell a ton of Stance socks. I used to find them all the time. I would find those like Nike Elite socks too, and just lot them together. Sometimes they might be like $2.99, $3.99, and I'd lot them all together. I haven't done that in a while, but Stan socks used to sell for some good money. But this was like a year and a half ago. I'm not sure if the market changed on them, but I definitely used to pick up a few. Let's see. Sports gear is so expensive sometimes, and people often sell it for next to nothing at garage sales. Let's see. Yeah, it's a Easton Mako. Definitely take note of that. It must be that exact model. Okay, that's the money maker. I'm gonna make sure I take note of that one. I see bats in the thrift store, but I usually just leave them alone. Like I don't even like pay too much close attention to it because I'm not knowledgeable on it. The same way I would see a expensive pair of shoes at Ross and somebody would walk right by it is the same way, if you know what to look for with a bat, you can make good money. So it's all about just trying to diversify your knowledge base. DeMarini bats is the name to look for. I'm gonna check that out too. We got the Easton Mako and we got DeMarini bats for sure. I'm trying to capitalize on all that. $269. I'm trying to get that money too. Let's see. Do you ever go to get free items that people list on Facebook Marketplace or offer up to resell? I used to do that all the time. This is when I first got on like reselling stuff. Boy, I would check the Craigslist free section, not even daily. I would check it every few minutes and just keep clicking refresh. And anything within like a 3 to 4 mile radius, I would drive over there, pick it up real quick. I remember I got a Bowflex for free. And of course, I wish I had it now because with the gyms being closed, we can't work out. But I remember I got a Bowflex for free, and I was able to fit it in my car. I got a Camry, so it was crazy I was even able to fit it. But I broke it down, was able to fit it in my car. I got a whole bunch of workout stuff because, a few years ago, people was giving this stuff away. Now it's, skyrocketed in price. But man, I got free patio furniture when I was living in California. Like I took full advantage of that free section. Some stuff I would sell, some stuff I would keep, but that was definitely a good opportunity to make some money. Let's see. I hit on the Ben and Jerry Dunks. Oh, the chunky donkeys. Woo, sold for $15.50 on StockX. Saved my life during the pandemic shutdown. That's what's up. Wow. The chunky donkeys. That's crazy. See, it's weird because only a few people, they probably only put maybe a few hundred on sneakers, and then the rest is distributed through all the foot sites and stuff like that. But very good flip. Very good flip. And the thing that's even crazier is if you held on to them even longer, I think the price on those is only going to go up. But like you said, save your life during this pandemic. You got to get your money how you get it. Somebody like me, if I hit on the chunky donkeys, would I wear them? Nah, I'd sell them. I might hold them for a while, but I'll sell them. Good flip though. All right, y'all. So I think that's all we got in the chat. That's all the questions I'm seeing so far. Thanks again to everybody that sent in their questions. If you guys are interested in picking up any of the consistency tees inspired by Nipsey, move the mic. I got the first link in the description for that. Make sure you use code consistency10 for 10% off your order. I'm going to drop the white shirts pretty soon. Like I said, I'm just waiting for the transfers to actually get here so I can make some more shirts. Every order, I definitely appreciate it. Usually just about every order I always send out like thank you notes, and I'm one of those people that was I always would say on Poshmark I never used gift wrap and papers and all these type of stuff and thank you notes, but when people order the shirts for me, this is like my first time selling like something that's my own brand, so it definitely does mean a lot. So I appreciate everybody for the support. And see you guys in the next one. I'm going to drop a video tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Peace.